LiberalViewer presents.
So this is NBC's David Gregory on Meet the Press talking to reporter for The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, about his interview with Hillary Clinton that just came out this morning and got her to differentiate herself from the Obama administration's foreign policy. And Hillary Clinton is trying to show that she was more hawkish than President Obama on Syria, and she thinks if President Obama had been more hawkish that on Syria that they might have stamped out ISIS before it became a problem in Iraq. And anyway, I'll talk about that a little more after I show you that final clip here.
These issues, including Syria. Now, we know that she disagreed with the administration. She wanted to support Syrian rebels. Here's what she told you in part in this interview that's on the Atlantic, or in the Atlantic this morning. This is Secretary Clinton, former Secretary Clinton, speaking to you. I know that the failure to help build up a credible fighting force of the people who were the originators of the protest against Assad. There were Islamists, there were secularists, there was everything in the middle. The failure to do that left a big vacuum which the jihadis have now filled. That's the most criticism of the president she worked for that we've ever heard.
That's pretty blunt. I think this week she feels, and people are around her, supporters of Hillary and supporters of intervention, feel like she's been vindicated by events. It's impossible to know. Of course, it's impossible to know whether U.S. intervention in Syria 3 years ago.
I mean, the president says that's a fantasy to believe.
The president says it's a fantasy. Hillary Clinton obviously says it's not a fantasy. We'll never know. These are counterfactuals you could break your head over. On the other hand, it's pretty obvious that by staying on the sidelines, not only the U.S. but the entire West allowed what became ISIS to fill a vacuum. I think what she's saying there is reasonable analysis, and obviously these are questions going forward that she's obviously beginning a process of maybe distancing herself from some of the policies she disagreed with, and in this interview with me, I think she went a little bit further than she usually has in distancing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting, but it's actually kind of disturbing for me as someone who generally supports the Democratic candidate to see that the most likely frontrunner to be the presidential candidate in 2016 is moving to the right of President Obama on foreign policy, or becoming more hawkish. And that makes me disturbed, because I would kind of like a foreign policy more to the left of President Obama, but I don't see anyone who's going to take up that cause within the Democratic Party for 2016 if Hillary Clinton is sort of the prohibitive favorite to be the I don't know. I guess there's still time. If she goes too far to the right on that, and on NSA spying, and on being too close to Wall Street, I mean, that seems like almost inviting some kind of challenge from the left, but I don't know who it would be. I don't think it's going to be Elizabeth Warren. But anyway, I wanted to show you that clip, and you can let me know what you think. Assuming Hillary Clinton runs for president, will she run to the right of President Obama? And if she does, will someone emerge to challenge Hillary Clinton from the left for the 2016 Democratic presidential nomination?
YouTube, you decide.